Evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in as always. Again, I have the lovely Alexander with me. Would you like to say hello?
Hello, hello to the people. Peace and blessings to you all. How are y'all feeling?
So, hopefully, everybody's all good. So, today's series, we have got some questions written in from you guys that watch. So, I've got three here for you. So, I hope you're ready for the answers.
I'll just jump right into it, huh?
Pardon?
I said we're gonna jump right into it, huh?
Yeah, let's do this. So,
I'm not mad at that. Let's go.
my first question to you is, what's something you've learned about serial killers that you would never have guessed, especially now being that they have been sent to death row?
Okay. Okay, so can we go with the serial killer talk? I knew that was coming sooner or later. So we're gonna start it off like this.
Yeah, we are.
Um uh First and foremost, if you pay attention to TV, and this might be the only time that I kind of agree with what's being projected through the media. So if you pay attention to TV, when they do all these shows about like the serial killers and CSI and cold case and criminal minds and all that stuff, they project the majority of these serial killers as like scared, weak, timid, and just people with like zero like self esteem. It's taken me some years to really be able to acknowledge the fact that yeah, I pretty much feel the same way because of things that I've seen, things that saying stories that I've heard. So me being around all these serial killers and these people got 10, 15, all these different bodies and stuff, and to see somebody like that just slapped in the face. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. It's it's appalling because you thinking in your mind like oh you should kill him for that. Like there's no way he's gonna let him get away. Oh, yep, he let him get away with it. So it's it's surprising to see somebody to be so aggressive, so just like vicious and like, disrespectful towards women, children, other men out there in the street. But then when you get them behind prison walls and they're surrounded by their life, they're surrounded by people with the same issues they got. You see a whole different side of it. And like there once was a time where I thought in my mind where like, well, maybe people get to a point where like, you know what, I've done so much bad to where like I don't want to do no more bad. But that's generally not the case because they talk a good game too. You know what I'm saying? So you hear people. I've heard many different conversations over the years where like you got two dudes talking to each other whether they're 30, 40, 50 years old, still in good shape. You know what I'm saying? Having a conversation with each other, get the shit talking. I'll do this and I'll do that. Next day, these people go outside. One of them gets slapped and there's no response. And it's like, damn, like you really do have to be on some coward shit to just have such a sick and twisted mind towards people that can't defend themselves or people that have mental disabilities, physical disabilities. You know what I'm saying? But then when you face with the same beast that you are, there is no response. There is no defense of your own life. So I am extremely surprised to find out like that depiction of these serial killers. That one right there, that's kind of that's on point right there.
I've actually got a question that I want to add in um, to to these questions because it's really really big over
Okay.
here at the minute. Everybody's talking about it. The guy that I done an interview with, he was on death row and he was falsely accused in America, and he got found after 23 years. He got found innocent, and he actually popped into my work the other day. He'd just gone and done a Sky interview, an interview with Sky News, because you must have heard there was a
Okay.
guy. They asked like his opinion and stuff on this guy, and I was wondering what you thought. So this guy in America the other day, he was the first person to ever be gassed. Did you hear about it?
Well, he's the first person to be what?
So my question is like, do what's your opinion? Because it's all over the news and the media at the minute. That guy in America was he was on death row and they couldn't find a vein. They kept trying to find a vein to obviously put like because his time had come, and they couldn't. So they literally
Oh,
gassed him. He was the first one, and he was like, the guy was really upset apparently because he was basically a guinea pig. They'd never done it before, but they had like, isn't it till midnight to do it or something?
whoa. So, okay. So truthfully, um, I don't watch the news at all. Honest to God, CBS, NBC, I do not watch the news uh, because I feel a certain way about it. So, um, I've heard about it in brief conversations with people talking here. For me personally, I don't know what you're talking about. However, just simply going off what you said, you mean to tell me you had a man on death row that they let out of prison. However, they tried to find a vein to execute him,
No,
but they couldn't.
sorry. So a guy. Right. So let's rewind a little bit. Sorry, that's my bad. So a guy in
Okay.
America is on death row, and his time has come, and they couldn't find a vein, so they gassed him, and basically it's the first time they've ever done it. But there was a guy that I speak to a lot now. We've kind of become friends. He was on death row in America. He served 23 years, but he got found not guilty. And the Sky News called him for an interview the other day because he came into work to see me after he had the interview, and it was basically his opinion on it because obviously he
Oh,
served
okay, okay,
time
okay.
in America. So I was just
Okay.
wondering what your opinion was on it.
Well, but like for me, like this capital punishment in general is not a deterrent. Like I understand that we have some extremely vile and sick people in the world, and I understand that like when it comes to me and my personal moral compass, when it comes to me and uh, my emotional integrity, I understand that there are some people, like even with my case, so I don't view it as sick, truly because I took a life. You have people that are looking at me as sick. So I don't want to place myself up on a high horse as if I'm better than. However, I truly believe that there are levels to certain crimes. And even though some people do the things that'll give you nightmares to, the worst degree, I still cannot say that I believe in capital punishment or support, um, state sanctioned execution. And it doesn't deter anything. And on top of that, when it comes to crime, if you have the right amount of money or if you know the right people, it doesn't matter what you do. You're safe. You're immune. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. So with that being said, it's like I cannot sit up and sit back and even with the people that, you know, I don't like, the cases that I don't like, that I feel like was above and beyond. I can't say, you know what, the state should kill these people. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, I'm also sitting on death row, and I've watched people walk off of death row for things that they didn't do. I know people who are currently on death row for things that they didn't do. So it's like, how do you receive the ultimate punishment?
Because it's
because you. But,
sorry, I was just going to say, like, because it's really cool. Go on.
No, go ahead, I'm listening.
It's really corrupt out there, isn't it? Like Nick, Nick was set up by the police. They just want to get like catch a criminal for the crime and close the book on it. I think it's so bad. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but in America, in comparison to England, they literally set people up just to get the case closed.
Oh yes, that's very true. I mean, even when I went to trial, I'm in a hole, and we only dealing with the people in the hole. So you see people that come to the hole not because they got in trouble, but because of protective custody. So like that jailhouse informant stuff, like that's real. That's big business in America. A jailhouse informant's word carries more weight than the evidence against you or for you. If you're in jail for murder, and you got somebody trying to work their way out of prison, and they go to the DA, or the DA goes to them and say, "Hey man, I need your help on this." Okay, and this attorney, this is legal. They can legally tell this person anything and everything about your case. They can even give them paperwork on your case, so they can sit there and study like they were with you on that case. So when they get up on this stand and testify against you and say, "Yeah, I was with him," or if they get up on the stand and say, "Yeah, I'll talk to him, and we was in the cell together," oh, the jury's going to eat that up.
That's messed up.
Like, there is you can't get out of that. You know what I'm saying? So the police can use any intimidation factor that they want to get a confession out of somebody, or to get somebody to work with. You have 60 seconds remaining. And so the biggest issue is like how they go about getting these convictions, and people they don't think about that. On that note right there, let me call you right back.
Yeah, no problem. Hey. Do you know what, guys? I can barely hear him. So if I'm like trying to put my ear to the phone, so the way this is set up is that I've got a mic to the phone, and that's how comes it comes out really clear to you. But I'm just kind of like just about hearing what he's saying. So I'm literally just going to ask the questions that I've got. It's not very good this evening for me because like I said, I literally cannot hear him. Anyway, I hope everyone's well, and thank you for all the love that I keep getting on my videos. I appreciate it as always. But yeah, struggling really bad. We got 2 more questions. I might make this a bit of a shorter one tonight, guys, because I got people in the house, so I've come out and sat in the car. It's very quiet, but it just seems to still be that I can't really hear him.
This is Global Tel Link. You have a prepaid call from Alexander Hamilton, an inmate at
The R.J. Donovan Correctional Facility, San Diego, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Yes, yes.
Hello. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Are you ready for the next question?
Yes, I am.
So, the minority of these inmates, how did you feel about their prestige?
Uh, truth, truthfully, that's one of the things that really like irritated me about like being up there and being around these dudes because you see these dudes and you see all these Netflix specials and all this other stuff. It's like you got people that are being absolutely saluted for some of the worst stuff ever. So it's like it makes you question and consider the mind of American citizens. You know what I'm saying? I understand that everybody across the world might be liking this stuff, but because I'm in America, I'm just gonna talk about them. It makes you wonder, like, what's going on with American citizens. Then that's when you really get to understand to like, no, this really is worldwide, where you got a lot of different people from a lot of different European countries, precisely. I'm talking the UK, you know what I'm saying? Italy, France, Belgium, Germany, Sweden, Norway, the Netherlands. Like y'all are really big on this serial killer stuff over here. So I just didn't understand what the people would find so interesting about these cases, especially the serial rapists. I don't know what it is about people, women precisely, that are infatuated with a man that has all these different rape cases. So we're like, when I first got to the road, to where it's like there's 55 people on a chair. So we all in a line. So it's like when they're passing out mail, because mail callers, that's always been a big thing. I mean, not as much as it used to be because now we got tablets. But when I first came to prison, like mail, like at time of the day, and you would see these serial killers getting stacks of, they getting so much mail that it's coming with a rubber band on it. It's like, wow, they getting stacks of money receipts that some random ass woman all over the world is sent to this man. And you got these serial killers, they're not even responding to none of this stuff. They're just sitting back like riding high horse, like yeah, she wants me. And it's like, wow, how is this even possible? So that right there, it made me extremely cautious about the women that I interacted with, because like I said, I've sent a lot of letters all over the world, a lot of letters, met a lot of different people. Many relationships are done and over with. A few that I still have. I have a couple friends, in different countries. But one thing that I've always had to do with dealing with a woman in prison is, first I got to find out how you feel about the death sentence. How do you feel about capital punishment? You understand what I'm saying? Like, do you know anybody else on death row? And do you watch these different shows? Love at the Lockup, Cold Case, like all this stuff. Like you have to find out like what's really going on in their mind and what is their motivation for reaching into my direction. You trying to get to know me, or you trying to get to know somebody else? Many of which have asked me, "Oh, do you know so and so? Or do you know so and so?" It's like that you can kill the conversation and the relationship right then and there. I
Yeah.
don't want to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about that. And you don't have to worry about me writing you back on this one. We get through on the phone. You know what? Thank you for your time, but we have no more to talk about. You know what I'm saying? He got a CDC number. Find him.
They just kind of use you to get
And
through, like to get through for somebody else.
yeah, but at the same time though, it's like they just too enamored with what's going on. Like that's not regular. There's nothing regular about that.
That kind of like lead.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I mean, this.
I had a friend that I went to school with. She was a hottie too. I'm not even gonna lie. She was a hottie. She wrote me. She wrote me and asked me the wrong question about the wrong person. I said, you know what? Yeah, that's a wrap. Like I can't do it. Something's wrong with you. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry that it did, but yeah, we can't interact. This isn't gonna work.
No, I get that. Because I mean, this conversation kind of leads into my last question that I had written down, and it says, "Did you get a lot of pen pals and marriage proposals like many do? No fan club for you."
Uh, okay, for starters, like I said, it's some website, some kind of directory that they already had put up for death row prisoners as soon as you come to death row. I don't know exactly where it's at, but because you were a death row prisoner, your name is already put up on the directory, so you're gonna start hearing from people, predominantly overseas, predominantly the UK. Like majority of them, they're gonna come from the UK. So these are real people I'm talking about. So um, some people come with the heart of getting to know you. Some people come um, with compassion. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all don't believe in a death penalty um, over there, or across the pond, I should say. And some people, they just come because they don't got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
That's something that you're gonna have to take the time with that person and iron out on your own time. Like I said, I've written a lot of people. The pen is a lot, yes. Marriage proposals, I could say, I'm gonna say two marriage proposals, but they were, just nonsense. But
Well,
yeah,
they
there
cuckoo.
was two. But yes, they had to be cuckoo. They had to be cuckoo because there was no progression of the relationship for them to feel the way that they were feeling. So yes, they had to. But then you have right of prisoner. You got right of prisoner, friends beyond the
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
prison voice. So now you have pen pal website that you have the ability to pay for it. Put your picture up, put your profile up. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Alexander Rashad Hamilton, I like long walks on the beach, jazz. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Say something crazy like that, but not really. I can be being funny. But you have these pen pal websites that you pay for, and black people write you. when you do things like that, you have more of a more of a chance of meeting somebody that that has the ability to see you, as a man in an abnormal situation, other than CDC number and words on paper with no heartbeat. So I was a fan of like writing fiction. I was a fan of that because it allowed me to, like I say, write people in, spots on this planet that I didn't even know existed. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, though, you're dealing with people that, you know, college professors, uh, people that, doctors, people running, companies, all in different countries. So it's like there's no way I ever would have crossed paths with these people, outside of dealing with the prison profiles and the pen pal stuff. So I'm definitely a fan of it. I'm for it. But do I have a fan club? I don't have a fan club, and I don't think I do want a fan club because if you're looking at me, my case, and there is no interest in getting to know me, understanding my mind, understanding what I've been through, understanding who I am, then that means you made no attempt to get to know me. So it's like you've done no investigation about me. So if you ain't done no investigation on me, I don't even want you speaking on me. So there's no need for that. So fan club, no. I don't think that's not gonna do me no justice.
It's a different level when you've
Now,
got a fan club because they're obviously like the fact of what you've done. It's different, isn't it, than having a pen pal and a fan is like two different things.
exactly, because a fan like you salute me my crime.
Mm.
I'm not saluting my crime. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saluting my crime. So why would I want you to salute the worst thing that I've ever done? Not only is this the worst thing that I've ever done, it's cost me my life. Like I don't have a life without the possibility of parole sentence. I have an active death sentence.
Yeah.
Never mind the fact that there's a moratorium on capital punishment in California. Never mind that. I have an active death sentence. On top of that, I've lost my mother and my father since I've been in prison. So that means that my father left this world knowing that the state was going to execute his son. My mother left this world knowing that the state was going to execute her baby. So let's just be all the way real. There's nothing to salute.
Really. Hang on, so sorry. The stereo come on in the car. Sorry.
No, it's not good. It's
I
not
was
good.
just put the key in to get the lights on because the lights all switched off. So I turned the key in the car and then it was just like,
Yeah.
oh shit. Sorry. Sorry about me. Sorry,
Now I
guys.
know. Now I know what you listen to.
No, it's the radio. That is not my kind of music.
Yeah. Yeah. Wink, wink.
Yeah, I love old Jenny
No,
from the block.
but yeah.
I don't know why they're all
But yeah.
closed.
Like I say, so it's a fan club. No, I got to pass on that, and I'm not. I don't need nobody to salute me for this. So it cost me everything. Too many people have been affected, and
You have 60 seconds remaining.
even to allow such to be cool. Like, no, I'm not gonna let you do that. Let me call you right back.
Yeah. So over here, guys, like it's the same. So I was in prison with a serial killer. She would get fan mail. Everybody told me that Lucy Letby, she got fan mail as well. When you're a really high profile, which means like you've been over the TV and you've done something real mad and crazy, like people are really tapped they're so tapped that they like literally like who the hell would want to write to Lucy Letby, you know? And he's saying like I could just make out that he was saying like rapists and stuff like that and serial killers get like stacks and stacks of mail. Like that's mad. That's absolutely mad. Um, yeah, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. Because I remember they used to stop some of the fan mail coming in because they read all our mail to see whether we was allowed it or not. Because if it was really inappropriate, then we wouldn't be allowed the mail. And one of the serial killers in Bronzefield, my mate worked on reception, and she said that they showed saying he's calling from India. Obviously
This
not.
is Global Tel Link. You
Yeah,
have
they
a
were
prepaid
basically
call
saying
from
that
Alexander Hamilton.
they were writing really
an
sick
inmate at
stuff. So
the
we
R.J.
you know,
Donovan Correctional Facility,
crazy.
San Diego, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Yes.
Hey. Yeah, so I was just telling the viewers that over here they're the same. So there was a serial killer I was in prison with, and my friend used to work in reception, and she like would like when the officers were sorting all the mail, and like she would get loads of fan mail, and another one said that Lucy Letby got loads of fan mail as well, and like this Lucy Letby, she's the one that killed like I think it was 7 or 8 kids. I can't remember. I apologize if I got it wrong. I don't know. She was a nurse anyway, and she killed a load of kids. And like, it's just tapped how why would people want to write to these people? It's crazy.
It is because it's like, okay, in the United States of America, there's a great divide between society and prisoners. Okay, now even before you're a prisoner, if you're in jail, even before you've been convicted of anything, once the police put handcuffs on you, the majority of society has already turned their back on you because they believe in law enforcement. They believe that the police are good, upstanding citizens, that they will never do nothing wrong, and that if they do anything wrong, there's laws that will protect you. All of that is nowhere near the truth. You know what I'm saying? All of that is nowhere near the truth. So it's just like when you go on a trial, it's like you got 12 people sitting up on this jury that have no knowledge of the law. 12 people are going to be the triers of the facts of your case. It doesn't matter what you're charged with. You could be charged in California.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I'm not saying this has happened. I'm saying this in general. This is how wild things are. You could be charged in California for murdering somebody in Northern California when you got video evidence that you was in Southern California at work doing what you were supposed to do behind a desk. But if this district attorney can spin this story well enough for this jury, and this jury said, you know what, yeah, I believe that, you're going to get charged with whatever they're charging you with. So these district attorneys, like, it's a whole lot of showmanship that goes in to get these convictions. This is why a good majority of them have a 100% conviction rate. Like, how do you have a 100% conviction rate when one of the main things that they tell you at the beginning of death penalty trials and murder trials is not to take circumstantial evidence into account? Well, that's what they build their careers off of, circumstantial evidence, when they're dealing with people that are actually innocent. Because these district attorneys, they know when they're doing something wrong to an innocent person. Like, they know. If nobody knows, they know. And the police know. So it's once we get in these cases, once we get some handcuffs on us, society, they turn their back on us like, well, hey, well, shit. If you didn't do nothing bad, you're going to be in jail.
I know, it's crazy. They do the same over here. Like we'll have the jury here, and it's like these people are making a decision if you're guilty or not. These strangers, they know nothing about you. They've just got the evidence that the police have given them, which is probably half of it's corrupt, and then they get to choose whether you like do life sentences or like 10 years. You know, this it's mad.
Right? Like, for instance, um, I'm from Pittsburgh, California. Pittsburgh is in Contra Costa County. Contra Costa County just got put on blast on national news, national TV about all of the racist stuff that they've been having going on that wasn't even paid attention to until about 2020. You know, we were having a protest, we had the pandemic, everything was shut down. They had the George Floyd protest, Breonna Taylor protest, and they were having all these protests about these unarmed black folks getting killed and, police running up in people's houses and gunning them down. That's when they started really paying attention to what was going on over here in Antioch, Pittsburgh. Antioch is the city right next door to it. So now you got all these police officers that have been caught for all these racist texts, all these racist actions that's permeated throughout the whole police department. So it's like, wait a minute, what? Like, are y'all serious? And if it wasn't for the pandemic, a lot of this stuff never would have been brought to the light. Now, once again, I'm not pro-police at all, period. But I'm not condemning anybody that does such a job. All I'm saying is, as an institution, like, you can't just stand up and do the right thing amongst all these people that's pushing a certain agenda. Because when you put on this badge and you get with these people, like, you're gonna push that same agenda. Now you fast forward to 2024, all these laws are changing, and I don't necessarily think it's because like these lawmakers love us. I genuinely believe that it's because they're seeing that you have all these people that have been thrown away, have been deemed with no redeemable qualities, and they're just vile people. However, we got folks that have been came behind these bars, and they've evolved, they've grown, they've built things, they've built organizations, they've built nonprofits. All of these groups that are in prison, now these groups are built by other prisoners to help other prisoners because they understand that even if you are never getting out of prison, or if you charge with never getting out of prison, that's not necessarily true. It might take 50, 40, 30 years, but if you keep doing the work, these doors can and will open because they are consistently open. So it's the work that prisoners have done that's allowing us to get out of these cases nowadays. So they're saying, like, yeah, we can't hold this man forever for something to do when he was 15, 16, 17, 18. Then they're also saying, oh, wait a minute. Well, the Supreme Court said the human brain don't stop growing until 25. So now they're saying, well, we can't throw these people away that caught these cases under the age of 25. So everything is changing with the law. So, like, for me, I don't really spend too much time paying attention to different levels of corruption because I know that that's not going to be how I get out of prison, and it's not going to help me get out of prison. The more I focus on what's going on with the person in the mirror, that's what's going to open up these doors in these places. Because of my record, because of what I've been doing while I've been here. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. Yeah,
Hey,
it's
hold
just
on.
mad. It's
Hey,
just
this
so
thing's,
crazy. I can't like I literally I was just thinking, I was trying to process obviously I am not gonna lie, I'm actually struggling a little bit to hear you this evening. I'm not quite sure, but I know that when it comes out on the recording it's gonna be very, very clear. But I was just thinking like how mad it all is and how corrupt and the thought of like waiting 30, 40, 50 years to find out if you're gonna get off the death row, like it's crazy.
hey, hold on 1 second. Let me call you right back.
Okay.
Phone's gonna cut off.
Guys, I think I'm going to cut this one short. I'm really sorry about that. It just seems to be, for some reason, I just really can't hear him. But I know because we do a sound check, obviously beforehand. I know that it's very clear on the phone. But for me, I'm kind of like just like, oh, I am. Yeah, I'm struggling to be able to hear what he says. So I get very fidgety as well, don't I? I get like I think I've got like mild form of ADHD. I'm just like don't know what to do with myself and I'm struggling because I want to just go like that, put my ear straight to the phone. So yeah, listen, guys, I really appreciate you all tuning in, as always, and we'll be back again anyway next week with another episode, or maybe about 10 days. We'll see, guys. If you've got any questions for him, please, just drop in and comment on the video below. You know the usual, like, subscribe if you're not, and if yeah, if you got totally lost that one now. What I was going to say was I know that he's probably going to want to say thank you. He does really appreciate all you guys tuning in. He's always grateful. He's grateful for me for taking the time to speak to him, and we're both grateful for you guys tuning in. So yeah, take care and I'll be back soon.